As I do a little bit about introduction, my name is Solomon Baleke Namtibuka. Those are my names, and I'm from Congo.
Okay.
Yeah, Congo is a central part of Africa. So that's where I came from, and I have like 20 years. Yeah, more than 20 years now. I've been out from my country since I left my country since 2002. And the major reason was the war issues which broke in from my country, and since that time I've never gone back home to Congo. So in short, I've been a refugee in Kenya. I've been living in a refugee camp for quite like 13 years. I've been there for 13 years as a refugee. That means in the life of a refugee camp, I've been there for 8 years, and 5 years I've been in Nairobi, where I was doing schooling. Then after that, the other 8 years I spent it in the refugee camp. So from the refugee camp, most of my life I have been in the refugee camp. So that's what I can say about me. Right now I'm here. If you need my age, I'm having 40 years now, and I'm a person who is having some visions, and try to do something which can at least help the community or help the entire community. Let me say that. And in my whole life, I've encountered a lot of challenges which I got in my life, which is like because I was in Congo, and Congo we speak French, we don't speak English. So I have to change. I have to immigrate from English from French to English. So which was a little bit hard, but anyway, hard. You have to fight, and I have to do what I could, and I succeeded anyway. Now I can speak English as I'm talking to you in English now.
So what brought you to Canada? Why was Canada a country you wanted to immigrate to?
Okay. Coming to Canada, in fact, is not like as a refugee, because I told you that I've been in the refugee camp.
Yeah.
And when you are in the refugee camp, we normally have humanitarians, like countries who comes and try to help people who are in that situations, like because when you are a refugee, you don't have any identity, so you are just a refugee, and you don't have any country of origin. So country like Canada, US, Australia, like Scandinavia country, Germany, England, and other country, Holland, so Finland, Norway, Denmark. So country like those ones, they comes in the refugee camp. When they come in the refugee camp, they had to do like an interview. They assess people according to their situations. Then they have their own criteria that they do, and when they do the criteria, they know which people do they want. So they have certain age, they have certain like level of education and all those stuff. So they have to do that, and that's what is happening. So I got.
So it's kind of refugees. It's kind of a rolling of the dice, right?
Sorry.
Kind of a rolling of the dice to figure out to be what country is going to be accepting you into their borders. Then it's just like chance then.
For sure, they normally like they normally assess. So they call you and assess you. Then they'll have to hear exactly what is your complaint, what is the reason, the major reason why you flee your country, all those stuff, and maybe they have to convince them, and then they can say, okay, you qualify. So I did interview with Canada. I was selected among the criteria of Canada, so I did interview with Canada. The first time, that was 2011, I couldn't succeed on my interview. So my interview was okay, but there was some reasons which which made me did not go through. I stayed there. That was 2011. So by 2013 January, because there is one of my family relatives who lives here in Winnipeg. He tried to sponsor me, which was like 2005. So we put that. He put for me a case to help, to support me to come to Canada, but that process was like it went like it didn't go well, and it was like forgotten.
Pain, yeah.
So it was like
especially
forgotten.
If you have nothing
Yeah, it was
to like fall back on. What are you supposed to do, right?
Yeah, so it was forgotten. So I don't know what happened. They had to do like review. So they came and they called me for interview again. That was 2013. So after 2013, I got chance and I was chosen to come to Canada. And that's how I came. I came here on, I landed in Canada on date 10th July 2013. Now I'm doing my 10 years in Canada.
Yeah.
Just here in Winnipeg.
And now that you're here in Winnipeg, you're wanting to give a little bit back to the community. So what can you tell me about Winnipeg Swahili TV? How'd you kind of get into this idea, and what was your interest in kind of creating this kind of news and network?
Okay, thank you very much, Ryan, for asking me that. Yeah, as I told you, I'm originally from Congo, and especially this mind is not like only in Winnipeg, but I'm also thinking if I have any way, I can still do it in my own village where I came from, because I came from eastern part of Congo, in the territory we call Uvira. Uvira is my territory, but I was born in Kiliba. Kiliba is one of my village where I was born. So we don't have radio, we don't have TV there, so it's still like an empty land. So there is nothing for sure. So when I came to Canada, especially in Winnipeg, I find it hard because nowadays we have stuff like CTV, we have stuff like CBC, we have those other energy radios or whatever. Yeah, so we have all those Virgin radios. So, and my idea is like, though I know it has not reached there to the point, but that's my point, and that's my idea, is that to do something which can also bring this other community, especially Swahili people, those people who speak Swahili. Because after assessing and being in the community here, I find like we need also a platform which can help people to express themselves and to feel free to talk. There are reasons why, like we have, for example, we have in England, we have something like BBC, which is in British Broadcasting. It's in Swahili. They have Swahili. So we have like in the US.
Like there
sorry.
it goes.
Sorry.
All good.
Yeah, this stuff, my studies, like, I don't know. So now
I get it completely. When sometimes things don't work and you just have to kind of MacGyver it.
Yeah.
I went to a shoot one time to cover some news.
Yes.
And for my camera, I forgot my little block
to
hook it up to my tripod. So I was using like string and lanyards to try and like lock my camera onto my tripod.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that. So now, when I came here, I was like, we have communities, and this community, they want to feel like they want to feel like belonging in the Canadian community. But most of the time you will find like we have a challenge. There's people who speak Swahili. If you follow all the platforms in here in Canada, we don't have where Swahili is spoken. You see? So my idea is like, why can't I do something which will unite people, which will bring people together? When we speak one common language, when we speak something which will bring us together. We have got like, sometimes we have like debates. People have some expression to share, like family matters, like religious matters, whatever, all those stuff. You find like they can't go to CBC to speak because it's an English channel or broadcasting, which they don't have Swahili. So my idea is like, why can't we have also, if US has VOA, if British has BBC Swahili, if German has Deutsche Welle 24 hours, why not Canada to have Swahili TV too? See? And that's my vision and my idea. If it has not started, why can't it start with me? That is the point. So, and I'm like, I tried to do it. When I started it, I tried to engage because I could call people to have debates, talk about dowry in Africa, talk about taking care of the kid in Canada, talking how is women behaving in Canada, how is African men behaving in Canada, how is a lot of topics about community, languages, what is the advantage of us not losing Swahili. Now because Swahili is becoming African language, majority of African countries, they speak Swahili. So if our kids today lose Swahili, that means whenever they go to Africa, they're definitely gonna forget, and no one, they won't talk to anybody. So, but like here in my house, me and my wife, we speak Swahili. Our kids, they hear Swahili. Those some who are born here, but they speak Swahili. They hear Swahili. It's because we speak it. See? And sometimes it's very hard when we go to visit other people and we speak Swahili. They become like they are put aside. They feel like they don't belong to that community. And that's why I came with this idea of saying, hey, can I make a channel which can bring us together, make Africans to feel like they are in Canada. It's not only the reasons, but the other ones, it's like with Winnipeg Swahili TV, we can even have time to teach even Canadians. We can bring like teachers who can speak Swahili and teach in English too, translate Swahili and English, which it can help too for those who have. And I don't normally cover only the community. I do also religions stuff, like churches. I invite pastors to come and preach in Swahili. Sometimes they speak in English, but I give them opportunity because they can't afford to go to CTV, for example. They can't afford to go to CBC, where they will get maybe charge a lot of money. But through this Winnipeg Swahili TV, they can express themselves. They can talk to their believers and other people through this platform. And apart from that, we have musicians, we have artists here in Winnipeg, but whereby their songs, African musicians, African artists, their songs are not being played on they can't be played on CTV or all those broadcasting radios, but they can't. But if I come up with this stuff, they can help even those one who are doing music here too, like to be lifted up. Even if it's not English song, it can be still played and people can still see, because someone has spent money to do video, to do word recordings, but by the end of the day, nobody is seeing it. See, because they can't afford to market their their songs and nobody will release it. You see, yeah.
It's not within a specific demographic or genre, like publishers and like labels will be like, nah, this isn't gonna sell well here. Yeah, and providing a place and opportunity.
That is it exactly.
Showcase their stuff.
That is it
having
exactly.
a lot of conversations like this with the various diasporas here in Winnipeg. One of our programs, Civic Platform, has been connecting a lot with the Arabic community here in Winnipeg, and they're kind of talking about the same things, like the challenge of balancing the culture of the community you are from with the culture of Canada, and trying to preserve the language while integrating, becoming part of a new community.
Yep.
You're right. In Canada, like, we talk about multiculturalism and celebrating diversity, but there is kind of a disconnect at moments where native-born Canadians aren't expected to learn or engage with newcomers as much as newcomers are expected to integrate into the system.
Yeah.
So it's really cool what you're doing at Winnipeg Swahili TV, and we can definitely probably have conversations after to help kind of boost and get more African voices out there. But that's a conversation we can have afterwards.
Yeah.
So in the process of getting it all set up, you know, what got you interested in media, and how did you start, like, putting this all together?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, as I was saying, let me go back a little bit before I respond to that. The reason why maybe you could ask me, maybe think, why did you choose to put it to Winnipeg Swahili TV? It's because it's in Winnipeg. For your information, is that I've created another branch of this Winnipeg Swahili back to my country, my homeland. I have Winnipeg Swahili TV. If, for example, you happen to go to my YouTube account, you will find a lot of videos from Africa, which...
Yeah, I saw some of those.
Yeah, which are like, we are doing a lot of, I'm trying to see how we can also boost the other side, because there is nothing. I have a lot of challenges about those stuff. That's why even here, I was not supposed to do where I am. I'm doing it in my home, but I wanted to have like a big studio, a place where I can do it, at least have access, because sometimes you will invite people don't like to come to your place, you know. But if it's like a certain place where you are, they can still come, because it doesn't belong to you. It's not like your home, so people can come and get access to have free. And apart from that, we have people who speak Swahili. Maybe they are journalists, they know, they can speak good in Swahili, but they can't get job somewhere. But if they get access to Swahili channel, they can also express, and they can also feel like they are really integrated in Canada. So that's why was one of the reasons. But for me, which really made me, since in Kenya, let me say, since in Kenya when I was in the refugee camp, I used to like those media stuff, you know, like taking videos in churches. When we go to a certain activities, I shoot video, all those stuff, and mostly I will post maybe on my Facebook, whatever. So I felt interested in that career. I've not gone to school for it.
You've always been a storyteller at art. You want to go out and tell stories, right? For
sure, yeah. Because I've not gone to school for
journalism or media, or
like media stuff or journalism. I didn't go for but I'm feeling like with what I'm doing, I will need more about this stuff. So if I have anyway, but it's becoming tough sometimes because of the life here too. You find like being in the media, you still need some stuff to, it's really becoming. And sometimes you'll find one day when I was doing it, there is a time I was really being watched. People were watching me a lot, but it came a time when I could too much busy sometimes, yeah, you know, because you can't hire someone. These are the challenges mostly I face, because you can't hire someone to pay. You don't have money to pay that person. See, you are alone, you're looking for money. How will you get the money to pay the other? And those are some of the things which makes it to fluctuate up today, tomorrow. Sometimes people will call me, hey, where are you? No, this we can't see you. Because people have, when it was like a weekend, evening, they know our Winnipeg Swahili TV is on. So we can start watching. And sometimes we have like a debate. I will just post it. I will post in advance and say, hey, tonight or tomorrow we are talking about how can you love your wife. What do you want? What can you do for you to love your wife or to love a woman? So people, I can open a line and people can call in. Everybody can put his opinion inside. Then you'll find it will be interested, and people was very happy. People could call you and tell you, hey, I want to be your guest next time. So that's how it was engaged. But with time it started fluctuating a little bit, because I myself I spend my money buying stuff, my programs, all those stuff.
Yeah,
but
the challenge of doing things independently, right?
Yes. So this Winnipeg Swahili TV, mostly, you know, especially what made me feel like I have to be in that field, when I found like, as Swahili people in Canada, we don't have any platform. I've been here. I know Filipinos, they have their channels. They are broadcasting radio here, FM radio. I know Punjabi people, they have, Indians, they have. But Swahili, nobody in Canada, the whole Canada, no TV, no channel, no radio station for Swahili. And we remember now we have a lot of people, Swahili people who are speaking Swahili now here in Canada, a lot. We have grandmoms, we have grandpa who they don't know even English, they don't know even French, they only speak Swahili, you see. So, and that's why you can find like at channels like CTV, no one will be following that. Like CBC, nobody will follow it, because people, they don't play African music there. They don't play anything from Africa unless if it's a documentary. See? So you'll find many people will prefer to go to YouTube to follow things from Africa. Swahili music, Swahili,
you can have a much more curated experience.
Yes,
there.
You see, that's what I come to realize. When like the only challenge we have, because when we try to play music, you know, with the restriction of we don't have license to play those music, they are like putting copywriting all those stuff, because we don't have that. So we tend like stopping not to play those music. But we hope in future it's gonna be good, because I'm also gonna be producing very soon. My album will be coming soon.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting stuff.
Yeah.
So we have about 8 minutes left on the call. How about you just tell me a little bit about the Swahili community here in Winnipeg? Like, how close is it? How many people? What sort of events or things that you hold?
And all this time I've been here in Winnipeg, Swahili is growing up. Swahili is, I'm telling, Swahili community is growing up daily and daily and daily. Our community is getting big here in Winnipeg, Brandon, Winkler, everywhere. We have people coming from Congo, from Uganda, from Tanzania, from Kenya. From Swahili is becoming big, big and big, big. You'll even find most of our churches. We have churches here which are Swahili fellowship. We are like in my church, we speak Swahili, we preach in Swahili, we sing in Swahili, we do a lot of stuff in Swahili. So people who comes there, Swahili. So you see, like, we are growing up, and in few years to come, Swahili will be really another spoken language in Manitoba or in Canada. So that's why we are trying to see what tools we can use to make these people feel too like they belong in Canada. Like now, for example, during COVID, we had COVID issues. All the information sometimes the government will give, I'll have to go and read, get the news, so that I can come and start telling them in Swahili. Stuff like weather in Canada. we have to let them know about the weather, because some people will go out, they didn't know what was the weather forecast. Our main purpose as Swahili TV, want to see how we can be grasping those news which are in English to bring and turn, or if the premier said something which is very important for the community, we take it in Swahili, in English we come and put in Swahili and announce it, tell it to people in Swahili, so that those who did not listen, who did not follow or have time to go to CBC or CTV can also get access to Swahili TV and listen what did they say. Those are some of the reasons why we are trying to focus on bringing in something, either a FM radio which can use Swahili, or a TV channel which can be on Swahili too, to accommodate those people who speak Swahili to here in Manitoba or in Canada at large.
Yeah, fantastic. So if someone's interested in checking out Winnipeg Swahili TV, where can they go?
Yeah, if you wanna know mostly about Winnipeg Swahili TV, we have different platforms where we do. We normally stream on YouTube. We have Winnipeg Swahili TV. If you write Winnipeg Swahili TV, we have our logo, which is yellow, like the one I'm wearing here, my t-shirt. That's our logo. If you go to YouTube, you find that, you will see we have a lot of video, over 800 videos there. So we have we stream on Facebook too. You can also get us there. We partner with the Voice of Winnipeg, is another platform also on Facebook, which is Voice of Winnipeg. We partner together, so you will get our video too on Voice of Winnipeg. You will get our video again on Swahili TV, Winnipeg Swahili TV. And then you can get us on TikTok. We post a video on TikTok, Instagram, and yeah. And
majira na nyakati, akisema ndio hakuna awezaye kupinga. Huyu Mungu, wema wako na neema vyatosha, baraka na fadhili zako vyanitosha. Vyatosha, baraka na fadhili zako vyanitosha. Wema wako na neema vyatosha, baraka na fadhili zako vyanitosha.